Today, we will look at relationship between square root and perfect square. So, we really get to visually explore that question, what exactly is a square root. Let's go ahead and take a look. We will start with introductory lesson on square root and perfect square. We are going to start off our discussion by looking at this square. The area of this square 4 times 4 we know is equal 16 square units. And this relationship allows us to say that 16 is a perfect square and also that the square root of 16 is 4. Since 4 square equals 16 and we know and we can think of this relationship every time. We think about perfect square. Now, for example, if we took this 4 by 4 square and cut it in half to make it 8 by 8 square and 8 by 8. Now, if we count up all those squares, to find the area, just multiply 8 by 8. 8 square, we will get a result 64, right? Square units, so 64 is also a perfect square, and the square root of 64 is 8. Because 8 square will be equal 64. So, now we can say that a perfect square is a number that can be made by multiplying a whole number by itself, by squaring any whole number. Now, we can revisit the 2 perfect square from earlier, and that was the 4 by 4 square and the 8 by 8 square. Now, 4 times 4, if you think of this in terms of area is 16, which is equal to 4 square, and 8 times 8 is equal to 64, which we know is equal 8 square. Notice again that 4 and 8 are the whole number. Now, if we take the square root of 16, is equal 4. So now, and if we take a square root of 64, it will equal 8. So the most important thing to take away from this lesson is that relationship between a perfect square and its square root. And now we can explore that relationship a little bit. Let's take a look at, for example, of perfect square of 25. Okay. Now we have perfect square and a non-perfect square and a non-perfect square. Now 25 is perfect square because 25 is equal to 5 square. And the square root of 25, if I put the square root of 25, it will equal 5. Did you see? 25 is a perfect square. That 25 is a whole number, so by definition, everything works out. So non-perfect square is 30, because if I take the square root of 30, I will get approximately at 5.48. Which of course is not a whole number. So there is no whole number that we can square to get to 30 like this.